Today we're testing the latest 2017 model Kawasaki KX450. Can't wait to get out there and give it a bit of a try. There's not too much that's been changed on this model. Of course, the massive change for them was 12 months ago. However, there's a couple of very important little changes that are going to play a good factor out there on the track. We'll start off with a slightly remolded knuckle on the shock linkage. It's aimed at making that rear end just a little bit lower. We've got a bit of a redesigned swing arm as well, so those two things work nicely together. We're still keeping with the same suspension components, both up front and in the rear of the bike. However, Kawasaki have done a little bit of tweaking and changed up the valving a little bit. Now, there's a couple of changes to the engine, but these are aimed more at reliability and maintenance-wise rather than performance. So we'll see how they work out there on the track, see if I can actually feel anything. Now, I know we say it quite often, when we have a bike that hasn't changed much, we say bold new graphics. Well, with this one, we actually have some very special bold new graphics because they're inbuilt into the plastic. You can't pull them off. A nice new one there for Kawasaki. Well, there you have it. We just spent the day testing the Kawasaki KX450F, the new 2017 model. Now, the first thing that I noticed, the rear end of this bike with that new knuckle, it is noticeable. It does squat a little bit nice for the corners, sets yourself up, and it seems to drive nicely out of the corners as well. Now, talking about the engine, the motor department on this bike, it's just like it was in 16, which is a nice, meaty, torquey power, a lot of bottom end through to a good strong mid-range, but not heaps of top end over rev. Now that's how you really want your 450s to be production wise. If the big boys racing the Nationals want to extract a bit more power out of it, nice and easy to do so. One thing you do notice when you're riding the big Kawasaki 450, just like the last year's model for 2016, this bike is very manoeuvrable, easy to flick around in the air, and you can really notice it out here in Ride Park with the big jumps. A lot of fun, almost feels like a 250. Well, as always, there's one thing on every particular bike that I always think that I would change first of all before anything else. And a lot of the time it might be the brakes, it might be the grips. On the Kawasaki, while it already does have a nice meaty, deep note to it, I'd definitely pop an aftermarket exhaust on there just to try to liven it up a little bit and make it a little bit of a nicer note to it. But overall, fantastic. This bike, you don't really need to change too many things. Straight out of the crate, they've got a big 270mm front disc rotor. You can stop a Mack truck with these things. Nice, easy pull to the clutch. The grips, yeah, we'd probably put something on a bit nicer, something a bit softer for my old hand so I don't have to tape them up. But overall, what a sensational package that Kawasaki have done once again for 2017.
For all your motorcycle insurance needs, visit swanmotorcycle.com.au.